Okay, let's go ahead and open up the doors to Daily with Doc. Folks, if you are watching us on the live stream and you would like to join us live in our Zoom meeting, you are welcome to do so at dailywithdoczoom.com. That is dailywithdoczoom.com. Hello, my name is Becca Dukes. I am the hostess of this program, Daily with Doc and Becca, that is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. Now, we are a group of individuals who have found the importance in the research and teachings of the doctor that we have with us today. And folks, when you feel the difference, you're wondering, why did I wait to get started? Well, today we are going to be talking about something that I get a lot of emails on. And I think that it's absolutely fantastic to have the man who has the answers to this question on with us. And before I get started and really give him an introduction, this program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. And we are a resource for an amazing community of people who are health advocates, health coaches, even those in the medical profession who have found the significant importance of what you do and don't put in your mouth, especially when it comes to the nutritional parts of it and intentional supplementation. And I love what pharmacist Ben say, that there's certain pharmaceuticals that dream of being nutrients. Something like that. I got it all wrong. But folks, I know AJ's shaking his head. I didn't get it. Oh no, I got it right. Okay, good. But our bodies are nutrient deficient. They're not chemical deficient. So it really does make a difference in not just how much, but the quantities, the synergistic blend of what we put in our bodies. And that is one thing that I found as an herbalist and somebody that has, really been looking into nutrition and was taking this and that and this and that and trying to fit it all together and not even feeling a difference. Trying this diet and that diet, trying to figure out, okay, what's the best diet? I wasn't figuring it out because I had the most important piece missing. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if somebody shared this program with you, make sure that you get back with them and thank them for taking the time and caring enough about you to share Daily with Doc with you. If there's no one to thank, we do have our website, dailywithdoc.com. We do have a way to contact us there on our website, or I have a call team for those who have not spoken to, were not referred to, have not tried anything that's mentioned on this program yet, at 855-949-3377. Well, without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you a man who at a very young age was having some major issues. And folks, a lot of kiddos these days are having some of the issues that he was having way back then. And back then it was rare. So to have a rare condition and then be shown a solution and then just use that as a bouncing board to not only help mankind, but the world, and doing it for now 74 plus years, I think is pretty fantastic, giving him the credibility that we all can trust and really find comfort in. Because from that, he went on to be a pathologist and went to school, got a doctorate in not only plant sciences, but also studied soil, went on to become a veterinarian, studied the whole anatomy of animals, went into being invited to play like a significant part and bring in an animal that was at the verge of extinction back. And that would be the white rhino in Africa. And then from that took him into working at Reese's Primate Center and with NASA and finding a disease that was said to be only human in a monkey. And they confirmed, yes, this is cystic fibrosis. And then he told them that it was not human, that it was actually one of their monkeys. And then found that there were several of those monkeys that had this quote unquote genetic human disease. Well, when he told them that he could actually knew the cause of it and he could actually reverse it, they fired him because it was not meeting a narrative. That did not stop him. He went on to teach nutrition at the college level for Dr. Wallach, help me out with the name of the college up in Oregon.
National College of Naturopathic Medicine.
There you go. National College of Naturopathic Medicine up in Oregon. And since he was there, decided, hey, why not I just be one? And that would be a naturopathic physician. So after having 4 or 3 postdoctorates in pathology and getting a naturopathic physician title as well, he has been going strong, taking his research with almost 30,000 autopsies, whether he was part of the autopsy itself or doing the reviews of it, putting together formulas that met the deficiencies and figuring out what deficiencies there were and what diseases could be linked to those deficiencies and connecting all the dots. He is still going and writing even another book. But today we are going to be talking about what we do and don't put in our mouth and what makes a difference. So Dr. Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for hosting the program and appreciate all the good work that you do. You're doing the work of many, many people, and we appreciate that. And so, and you've taken on a lot of responsibility to make sure things happen correctly and in the right order. So I have to compliment you and praise you for that.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. I appreciate that very, very much. Now, we were talking earlier today in regards to diets. So you've got the veterinarian or the veterinarian diet. What is the veterinarian diet, Doc?
Well, the 90 essential nutrients.
Okay, we have the vegan, we have vegetarian, there's carnivore diet, there's the omnivore diet. Does it make a difference which diet and which is the best diet?
Well, if it doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as the one that you're using personally or recommending has all 90 essential nutrients in it. Any sort of type of diet, you can have the 90 essential nutrients in it. You'll add 25 to 50 healthful years to people's lives, human lives. Their quality of life goes up. You can have babies without birth defects because birth defects are not genetic. They're caused by nutritional deficiencies of the embryo. And these are the sort of things that I brought to the table by the thousands. And my thesis, which came after 10 years of study, $12 million study from NIH, National Institutes of Health, actually showed very clearly that there were no genetically transmitted diseases. And so I was very, very proud of that. And it's one of those things, oh, that my thesis is in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. I'm very, very proud of that.
Well, you know, Doc, I could take the whole hour just going through your accomplishments. And I'm seeing more and more as we're working on this next book and all the things that you have done that is just mind-blowing. And you were in the Air Force.
Yes.
And you raised 4 kids.
Well, and of course, I believe we have found the cause, prevention, and cure of the metabolic syndrome. And so that's the book I'm working on now. And it's very clear that I have found and identified and embraced the cause, prevention, and cure of the metabolic syndrome. So I'm just making sure that all the details are there, they're unimpeachable. And we're about, I'd say, 2/3 of the way through this text, this book. And so maybe within a month or two, we should be finished. We'll get it to the printer. And it's going to be like, it's all in your head. It's going to be a very popular book right out of the chute. And I'm very excited about it because the medical profession says it's one of those genetic things, okay? And you just have to suffer with it. And it actually afflicts 25% of Americans. 25% of Americans are afflicted with the whole thing, the metabolic syndrome. 25%. And they just threw up their arms and said, well, you just have to treat the symptoms with cortisone and prednisone and antibiotics and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, anti-inflammatory stuff for arthritis and so on. And I never bought that, because we eliminated all those diseases in animals by putting nutrition. Just like when I discovered the cause, prevention, cure or muscular dystrophy in humans, we had already found the cause for white muscle disease in calves and lambs and sheep and goats. White muscle disease in four stomach animals is the same disease as muscular dystrophy in humans. And just by putting these nutrients into their little alfalfa pellets, we eliminated the white muscle disease. So I started giving these alfalfa pellets with these nutrients in it to these kids for breakfast cereal with milk, instead of, you know, the usual Wheaties and oatmeal and stuff like that. And, you know, people who'd had muscular dystrophy for 25 years, in 2 to 4 weeks, they didn't have it anymore. And we sent new biopsies in, and I said, you know, we're looking for muscular dystrophy. And they call us back and say, no, this is all normal.
So, okay. So you have animals that are clearly herbivores.
Yes.
Who have a disease. You add in this nutrients, and it's not just one or two, is it?
Well, it's 2 nutrients that are specific for setting off white muscle disease and or muscular dystrophy. It's 2 nutrients. You still need all the other 88. You still need the other 88 just for your heart to work, your lungs to work, your brain to work, your eyes to work, your digestion to work. Otherwise, you won't be able to utilize those 2 that prevent and cure muscular dystrophy. And so you just can't say, oh, we'll just give those 2 and we'll leave out the other 88. That won't work.
So, you know, the FDA, I have to say this, folks, the FDA requires us to let you know that this program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor is this information, well, let's do it. Let's say it this way. Okay. This information is for educational purposes only. So be educated, be empowered, take this information and just think about it. Is it common sense that here I may have some nutritional deficiencies that are leading to me having these different poor health concerns in my life? And then let's move on from there. So, based on, you know, it's a world, a government, or whatever that's controlled by the mighty dollar, that's then the pharmaceutical company is right in there with it, Doc. They can't control supplements. They don't make a whole lot of money off of them anyways.
Okay, well, the supplements, we actually went to the FDA, sued them 8 times in federal court. Jonathan Emore, my attorney, and I. My mother and I, we sold our farms to get the money to do that, those 8 federal lawsuits, FDA, okay? And because we knew we had the answer, and, you know, people would just raise their eyebrows when we say that. They just raise their eyebrows. Oh, yeah, okay, you're smoking too much pot and you're drinking too much wine or something. That can't be right. Okay. but we
Are you
knew
a I
that we
don't know that
knew.
I've ever heard you talk about smoking pot. I just don't see as
Well,
being
I know I never
possible.
did, but they would recommend, why don't you smoke some pot? Well, like you're getting too crazy. I never took one puff of pot, never.
So, Doc, when we're looking at diets, you add in the nutrients and you can be healthy, whether you're, but here's my question to you. How did you come up with the good foods, bad foods list?
Okay, well, as a pathologist, okay, I'm doing autopsies and I'm seeing all these injuries, chemical injuries, nutritional deficiency injuries to liver, kidneys, heart, lungs, the stomach, intestines, adrenal glands, um, the genitals, the female stuff and the male stuff, heart, brain, eyes, and ears, and so forth, muscles, skin, and all of these require nutrition, okay, which are part of the 90 essential nutrients, plus other stuff that people weren't paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And so you look at the various cultures around the world. Some cultures have none of these. So why do they have none of these things when other cultures had them all? Well, the cultures that had none of these had the 60 essential minerals in veins in the soil in which they were growing their crops, their grains and their fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. And so all the plants they ate had those 60 essential minerals in it. And they didn't have electricity yet. So they were still using wood and coal ashes as fertilizer, which had the minerals in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you had the electricity, no more wood ashes, no more coal ashes, that's when we fell apart. We learned about these nutrients and these diseases in 1882. And that's when, of course, we developed the ability to manufacture electricity, 1882. By 1900, suddenly now we're getting all these diseases nobody ever seen before. And the medical schools and the pharmaceutical industry went crazy because they came out with, cortisone and stuff like that. They could relieve inflammation and pain and so forth. And if you had arthritis, um, they would give you the cortisone and say, well, if this doesn't work or it works for a while, eventually we're going to have to do surgery and we have to give you some new legs and knees and so forth. In America, each year we spend $626.8 billion just to treat arthritis symptoms, not to prevent it or cure it. Okay, it gets worse. It gets worse. Okay, in America, we spend 6.5 trillion with a T, 6.5 trillion with a T for treating the symptoms of osteoporosis in a combined community of the United States, Canada, and the European Union. $6.5 trillion, and you throw in the 600 and was it 626.8 billion. Okay, that's $7 trillion we're spending just treating the symptoms of arthritis and osteoporosis. Now, you have to appreciate that there are cultures on Earth that never get osteoporosis and arthritis. It's not that they're not susceptible to it. They're getting the nutrients because they're still putting wood ashes and coal ashes from their heating and cooking fires into their gardens and into their food, spices. They're getting the minerals. And so they don't have arthritis and osteoporosis, not because it's a genetic disease they don't have, it's because they're giving themselves the raw materials they need to prevent and cure those diseases.
So you had mentioned, they were growing their plants in ground that was full of those minerals.
That's correct.
Those minerals are in veins, like you say, gold and silver, chocolate.
Gold and
For
silver,
me,
right?
since I've never physically seen gold and silver ripples, but I have seen chocolate ripple ice cream. So I use that kind of as my analogy to how minerals are within the soil. And the animals that are grazing, that those of us who are omnivores eat, if they're not getting the nutrients in what they're grazing on or supplemented with, then those nutrients aren't within the foods that we eat, whether it's plant or animal, correct?
Yeah, let me give you a quick example. Okay. Congestive heart failure. Doctors will give you
Mhm.
drugs for that. They will want to do heart transplants and heart operations and all that kind of stuff. It's a real simple nutritional deficiency disease, the deficiency of vitamin B1, thiamine deficiency. Okay, I learned this, of course, in veterinary school as a pathologist. And one of the big calls I got was because the dolphins in all the big aquariums around the world were dying of congestive heart failure. What are they doing with a human disease, congestive heart failure, these dolphins? They're being fed fish that had thiaminase enzymes in their flesh. Thiaminase is killing the B1 vitamins that are required to prevent and cure congestive heart failure. So we came up with de-stress capsules and we gave them to the dolphins in all these big uh, uh, facilities, all these big aquariums around the world. And in weeks, their congestive heart failure went away, and it stopped all the deaths of dolphins in the um, in the various countries around the world. Okay, in the aquariums, and so we started using it in humans because it worked in dolphins. We got to do that as a laboratory work, and so we started using it in humans. It worked like a charm, and so you don't hear about congestive heart failure anymore because of our product. Okay, it's called de-stress.
Oh, okay. So, Doc, you were talking earlier about animals that are herbivores
Yes.
and having disease and getting in those nutrients. And we can't say prevent or cure, but it definitely makes a huge difference in being able to give them the ability to make a U-turn in their health. And now you're mentioning animals that are pretty much strictly meat eaters, fish eaters,
Mhm.
because I know there are people that will eat a lot of vegetables and then will include meat as far as fish goes. So just having that one source of food for those animals then depleted a nutrient. But whenever you added in the enzymes and the additional nutrients to be able to allow the body to use that, they were able to bounce back and thrive.
Is correct.
So for me, whether I choose to eat just plants, whether I choose to do just animal, whether I choose to do fruit, vegetables, animals, there's no guarantee that there's going to be the needed 90 essential nutrients as far as the vitamins, the amino acids, the essential fatty acids,
And the minerals.
and minerals in any of those.
That's correct. It
So
depends
putting
where they
the
came from.
intentional,
It depends on where they came from, whether they were getting those nutrients or not. Remember, the minerals in particular come in veins, and the minerals make up 90, uh, well, they make up at least half,
2/3,
two-thirds. Okay,
2/3.
two-thirds, 60 out of the 90, 60 out of the 90. They make up two-thirds of the nutrients we need are minerals. And so if you're missing one of them, um, you can get a heart
Oh,
attack. If you're missing one mineral, get a heart attack.
so for
Missing
those
another
minerals,
mineral, you
Doc,
get diabetes.
and with those minerals, you've identified over 600 different poor health conditions
That's
that
correct.
are directly linked to a nutritional deficiency.
Correct.
So, so if we're intentional in putting those 90 essential nutrients into our body, we can't guarantee or make any health claims, but that sure does give us a leg up on being able to not just survive, but thrive.
Well, we've published it in many scientific articles, over 100 scientific articles. We published it, and we're working on the 24th book right now, or maybe it's the 25th. I guess it's the 25th. The flip chart was the 24th. So this is this new one coming out. Okay, we're calling it the metabolic syndrome. Oh, okay, the metabolic syndrome, which covers obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure, liver disease, thyroid issues, and many other things. Some individuals, they've got 15 to 25 different diseases. They're going to the doctors once a week and they're on, I don't know, something like 25 or 30 or 40 different prescription drugs.
Oh yeah, two or three for each poor health condition. They add up quick.
Yeah, it's all unnecessary. And of course, but this is how the doctors are taught in the medical school. Treat the symptom quickly, and anywhere from 2 to 5 days, the patient will love you because you got rid of their symptoms that they'd had for years. Okay, so that's the goal of the medical profession, is to quickly get rid of the symptoms.
Mhm.
That way the patient will stick with the product, the prescription, because you got rid of their symptoms they were suffering with. Unfortunately, they're still not getting those nutrients from their food. And if it's one of the nutrients that is required for life, for heart, for liver, for lungs, for kidneys, for brain, if those things aren't there, if they're not getting those, they're out of this. You can get rid of the symptoms and say 6 months or 2 years are gone. They're dead.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Wallach, people will ask you, what about this product or this product or this product? And they're all within the longevity, which is the company that you founded many
Mhm.
years ago. I think 28, going on 28 years ago, it became quote unquote longevity. But my heart kind of goes out to those doctors because they have all of these pharmaceuticals that are being pushed on them as being used to treat just those symptoms, where they can't know exactly what all the side effects to each and every one of them are, or the chemical reactions between the multiples. So I don't know that they're not intentionally. I really don't think doctors are intentionally prescribing all of these things to keep people on them, but really do have a heart thinking that they are helping them. But doc, through your research, we need to get it out there that we're not chemical deficient, we're nutrient deficient. Those nutrients do play a significant role in one's health now and later. And they don't cause decline, do they? Can you take too many vitamins and minerals? I know that you
Sure.
can, but
Yes, you'll get symptoms if you take too much. For instance, you take too much vitamin C, you get diarrhea. Uh, you take too much vitamin A, you can get skin issues and so forth. Um, if you take too many minerals, you get diarrhea. It's one of those things you're going to get symptoms of that nature.
are too many B vitamins, you can't sleep.
Say again?
Too many B vitamins that are stimulating, maybe it might interrupt with your sleep.
Yeah, sure, it's possible.
So, so we're looking at diets, folks. No matter which diet you choose, which eating plan you choose, the chances that all 90 essential nutrients are there in each and every meal or each and every day of food intake, probably slim to none. So being intentional and making sure that you're getting the 90 essential nutrients each and every day is a pretty wise, common sense type of approach.
That is correct.
All right.
You get
Well,
an A plus.
thank you, Dr. Wellek. I always strive for A pluses. I like double pluses, triple pluses, all those good things. But we do have people with their hands up that have questions for you, Dr. Wallach. And I love the fact that on this show, we are able to take live questions. So again, if you are watching us on any of the live streams or even one of the replays, and you would like to join us here live on Daily with Doc and Becca, you may do so by going to dailywithdoczoom.com. We are here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're actually opening up Tuesdays coming next week, I think, Ruth Ellen. We have Dr. Laura on Tuesday. And we're here to make sure that you have the information you need so that you can make better choices on creating a solution that can be more advantageous for you, not just now, but later as well. So if you're here live with us, you can raise your hand, like I see many have done so far, to ask Dr. Wallach questions. So one thing, we're going to go with Sarita. We weren't able to get her audio to connect yesterday. She was one of our callers. So let's see if we can get her connected today. Sarita, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Woohoo! Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
Hi,
How can we help you?
Okay, so I got a question. I know you tell the story about using minerals, on the chest and the back, and people spray minerals on themselves. So if you have it in a little spray bottle, can you take it with you on travel because it wouldn't be refrigerated because you're moving about? Is that okay?
Yeah, you don't need the minerals to be refrigerated. Okay. And it's one of those things where I think the story you're talking about is Pastor Mike Freeman. Okay. Yeah, who
Yeah.
was unconscious in a hospital up in Maryland and for 2.5 months. And one of our great distributors up there in Maryland, Linda Tyler, called me and says, "Is there anything we can do for him?" They're ready to pull all the plugs, and they say he only has a day or two to live when they pull all the tubes because he's getting worse and worse and worse. And so I said, "Well, does he have a G tube you can put stuff in, get into his stomach?" No. Does he have an IV? No. Okay, well, I want you to get the plant minerals. She said, "Well, I got 3 quarts in the truck." Okay, good. I want you to take the plant minerals, take a half a teacup on his chest, okay, on his upper belly and lower belly 3 times a day. At the same time, I want you to put half a teacup of these plant minerals with 95 to 100 minerals in it on his upper back between his shoulder blades, his middle back and his lower back, and then call me every couple of weeks, let me know what's going on. Well, Linda calls me the next day and says, "Doc, you're not going to believe this, but after 2.5 months of being in a coma, Pastor Mike just woke up and he's ready to go back to work." What? So he was missing those nutrients, and whether it was 1 or 5 or 10 or 20, I still don't know. But obviously, what we did, he absorbed them through his skin, okay, and he got them into his bloodstream, got them into his tissues and his brain, and he woke up. And so that was like 10, 12 years ago now. He's still going around the world telling his story, how the plant minerals brought him back from death's door. So we really appreciate Pastor Mike Freeman. So we've been using that application many, many times because it worked in him and it works in everybody else that we've used it on. So
Right.
even little kids, you can put the liquid plant minerals on their bellies and their backs.
Okay, great. So the key point is that it doesn't have to be refrigerated. So I can take whatever they allow on the airlines when you're traveling to take with you, and it's okay. It'll still be good.
Yes, correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. Appreciate you.
Bless you and all the good work you do. We can't thank you enough. God bless.
God bless.
All right. Great question, Sarita. Thank you. Glad we were able to get that in. Now let's go over to Hattie, Dr. Wallach. Hattie, I know you were out and about on the town. Can you hear me now? Nope. Can you unmute, Hattie? Nope. All right. Well, while she's getting to a spot where she can unmute, let's go right over to AJ, who has his hand up, bringing in questions from the field. AJ, what questions do you have for Doc today?
Hey, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for everything.
Yeah,
Well,
let me just.
you're a great angel. We appreciate all the good work you do in helping people. Thank you so much.
You're too kind. Thank you, Doc. We have a woman named Karen who has discomfort in her chest, and it started about 5 or 6 months ago. I told her to go get it checked out. It's a dull pain, not an ache. A couple inches down from her left breast, and she did mention it gets when she lays down, it's a little more intense. She's 230 pounds, 5'1", quit smoking about 20 something years ago and is on one blood pressure medication. And she uses a CPAP machine, and she's wondering if you have any speculation as to what may be going on with her.
Well, do we know if she's had an X-ray or some kind of examination or EKG to have some sort of clue what's going on in that chest?
No, she was on a heart monitor for a while, and they said everything was fine. But
okay, good. Okay, well, it could be a vascular problem. Okay, could be a blood vessel. And it could be referred pain. Okay, could something be going on someplace else and coming through a nerve? She's feeling it in her chest when she lays down. That's all possible. Let's see here. Did we get her age?
she's 65.
65. At age 65? Yeah, at age 65, she could have things going on, okay, which have to do with her age, okay. So let's do this. Let's get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, and oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. If that one's got to go. At 230 pounds, she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose thing twice a day. I also want to get the I-26. Get 2 bottles of the I-26 per month. I like the chewables. I like the French vanilla. It also comes in banana coconut chewables, but it also comes in capsules or powder if that's more favorable. But 2 to 3 doses a day of the I-26 is going to rebuild the brain and the spinal cord, which may be being squeezed by osteoporosis of the skull and her age, causing referred pain into her chest. That's all possible. Okay. And then at 5'1", I'd like to see her weigh 130. So she needs to lose about 100 pounds. Okay. And it's basically one of those things where we want her, again, the 2 healthy brain and heart packs, the I-26. I want her to take, for energy, I want her to take our rebound, and preferably the rebound that's in the sticks. Okay. It's a powder as opposed to being a liquid with the carbonation. If she wants the carbonation cans, she has to pop the tops at night, put them in the refrigerator so they'll be flat by morning. Okay, either way works. And then we want her to, again, make sure that she takes our plant minerals and rub them on her chest, her belly, 2-3 times a day. And one other thing I want her to have is the, let's see here, it would be the herbal rainforest. She could go ahead and take an ounce at breakfast, ounce at dinner time. That's going to help her for kind of relieve inflammation all around the body. She also needs, in addition to the herbal rainforest, I would have her take the, let's see here. I want her to take the, for weight loss, okay? She needs the weight loss program. Okay. Becca, you're a weight loss person. What would you give her for weight loss?
Oh, well, Dr. Wallach, I know from experience, just adding in the 90 essential nutrients and getting your body out of that starvation mode gives the body permission to let go of that extra weight.
Okay.
So whether you choose to do a weight loss plan or not, going with the good foods, bad foods list and the nutrition, making sure that you're very diligent on those, adding more plant-derived minerals. We do have the different meal replacement shakes so that you're doing some calorie control as well. I love the TMR shake, the plant-based shake for those that want to stay more on the vegetarian vegan side. There's lots of options, Dr. Wallach, that provide nutrient-rich way to eating. AJ?
She uses the cherry mints. Can she use that topically also, as opposed to?
Well, it'd be a little sticky, but yeah, she could.
But I was thinking.
Okay. I was just wondering. Okay. Well, fantastic. Doc, you're the best. You're awesome. Becca,
Well,
you're
thank you.
awesome. And
Yeah,
I'm
we have a
glad
great
to be
team.
with you folks.
And yeah, you and Rebecca are a great part of our team, and so we appreciate you both very much. Thank you.
Yeah, AJ, you're awesome. So, all right, let's go over to Hattie. So I think Hattie is ready. Hattie, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hello, how
Dr.
can I help
Wallach,
you? Yes.
I need an education on seizures. Mother called me this morning. Her 25-year-old daughter, who is not sick, passed out before going to work and she had a seizure. All of her tests came back, nothing. Why?
Okay. Well, it could be anything as simple as low blood sugar. Could be from nerves being squeezed in the skull. Do we know if she complains about ringing in her ears or having dizziness or anything like that?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. All right. Well, if the doctors examined her and they can't find anything, that's interesting. And so I would make sure she needs to get some test strips from the pharmacy. You don't need a prescription for the test strips for urine to see if there's sugar in her urine. Also, she could get the test strips for blood and get the little things to stick her finger and get a drop of blood and see what her blood sugar is before meals and what it is after meals. Okay. And that'll give us a clue because it could be blood sugar issues. So she may need the sweeties. And if it's osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing nerves, with the fact that when she laid down is when she had the problem. So it's a positional thing. That's interesting. Okay.
Well, she passed out, Dr. Wallach. So she was probably standing up when she passed out and then had
Yes.
seizures.
Okay. So she got the seizure on her way down. Okay. Okay. So at any rate, I would get the I-26, rebuild the myelin in the brain. The myelin in the brain and spinal cord are imperative to normal functioning of the brain. The brain's not happy, you get seizures. Okay. It wouldn't hurt to just in case there's a circulation problem, having blood circulation issues. She could also have the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, say 3 of those twice a day. And then give us a call every couple of weeks, let us know. Okay, if she goes to the doctor and gets more information, let us know. But that's where I would start, in those areas. And per 100 pounds of body weight, she needs 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. If she weighs 130 pounds, she needs 1 healthy brain and heart pack, a half a dose twice a day. If she weighs 150 or more, she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs, a full dose twice a day. And so let's see how all that goes. But don't forget the I-26. That'll be important here.
All right, great question, Hattie. Thank you so much. And next, let's go to TC. TC, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Doc.
Sure.
I calling today about my hernia. I'm a kind of a quick question. I'm doing what you said. I tilted the bed up. I got a hernia support. I had started taking what you told me at the beginning of November, but I wasn't taking everything. I wasn't taking the EFAs. Now I've been taking everything for about a month and a half.
Okay, I'll stop there for a minute. Remind me what you called me about November. I've talked to 1,000 people since then. So
okay. So what did you want me to tell you?
tell me why you called me in November.
Oh, for the hernia.
Oh,
I have an inguinal hernia.
okay. Okay, so yeah, inguinal hernia, you need to put some bricks under the feet of your bed. So if you're sleeping with your feet up, you need to get one of those belts.
I did that.
Okay, so you help hold things in. And then you need the 90 essential nutrients. How much you weigh, sir?
140.
Okay, and get 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs. Take a full dose of everything twice a day. And let's see here. I would also get a hold of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day for circulation.
Doing that, yes.
Okay, good. And
the Ultimate EFAs and the glucogel.
Yeah. Well, the glucogel is good. 3 of those twice a day is going to help build connective tissue, which helps hold things in. But have you seen any improvement at all?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I wasn't doing all of that. I just started doing all that you told me about a month and a half ago. But my question is, no, I still have the hernia, but my question is, uh, since I've been taking the collagen and MSM, I read that it's safe to take those up to 6 months, but after that, collagen builds up too much in the body, and MSM, your body might get too used to it. So since I've been taking that for like 5.5 months now, should I continue taking those, or should I hold off on the collagen and the MSM and continue taking everything else?
Well, I've been taking both of those at the same time for 10 years.
Well, I've been taking them for 5.5 months.
Yeah, I've been taking them for 10 years, twice
Yeah.
a day.
So it is okay to continue taking them after 6 months, or
Well, I'm still alive.
it's okay? You still take those after? Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, all right. And I got your book Epigenetics, so I'm going to start reading that too.
Okay, good. Yeah, you'll have fun with that. It's 500 pages,
Yeah.
but it's a new science that replaces this. There you go. Thank you. That replaces the idea that all these diseases are genetic and you can only treat symptoms. No, there are no genetically transmitted diseases. They're all caused by nutritional deficiencies. And this is why the science jumped out of the pile. And so we're very, very proud. And I'm one of the 5 people who actually started this science of epigenetics. Very proud.
And you can get Dr. Wallach's books at drjwallach.com. That is drjwallach, WALLACH.com. Now, Dr. Wallach, when they say, well, you can only take collagen for so many months and the body can't do anything with it, I was waiting for you to say something else for a response.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, this response you're looking for is a doctor probably has a kid in college and tuition is due. That's
Well,
why
there's a specific science that you talk about every once in a while, other than epigenetics. So, Doc, if I was told that I was
Science of
allergic,
caca.
the what?
no, something that has to do with, okay, so Dr. Wallach, say I was told that I was allergic to vitamin C,
Okay, that's probably not correct.
okay? But the doctors tell me that based on science,
Mm-hmm.
like
Well,
crapola.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the science. Yeah, crapola.
Okay, that's what I was waiting for you to say. Because, folks, our skin requires collagen, is made up of collagen. You stop taking collagen, your skin isn't going to maintain its health. Your joints made up of collagen.
Yeah, cartilage is knees,
Cartilage.
hips, ankles, toes, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrist, fingers, neck, jaw. They're all made from collagen.
And how does MSM play into that, Dr. Wallach?
Well, MSM is a form of sulfur.
What is it? Methyl sulfosulfate?
Yeah, it's a
Like that.
sulfur that's required for the body to make collagen. And then also we have the glucogel, which I invented. That's one that I invented to replace bone broth. For thousands of years, literally thousands of years, people were using bone broth. They knew that when they boiled animal bones and the next day would drink that soup that came from boiling animal bones, they could get rid of arthritis. They could prevent arthritis. So there was something in those bones that had something to do with the joints and the bones. And they didn't know all the anatomy and all the microscopic stuff, but they did know, and that they used bone broth for thousands of years. Okay, well, gosh, a good, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago or more, I came up with the glucogel to replace bone broth because people, they didn't want to stink up the house of boiling bones all night and that kind of stuff. So more and more people were getting at earlier ages arthritis, which most people thought was a genetic disease that occurred late in life. Okay, no, it's simple nutritional deficiency. Nutritional deficiency of the collagen, but they were getting collagen by drinking bone broth every day, 2-3 times. And so
Yeah.
when we came up with glucogel, and it was made in laboratories that have nitrogen atmospheres, so there's no possibility of something bad happening to it. We're very, very proud of that glucogel.
Well, I appreciate it too. So TC, I just wanted to really make sure that you understand that these are things that the body needs in order to continue to thrive.
Okay, I was just wondering if it was safe to continue taking them.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you need the raw materials for all these tissues every day for the rest of your life. If you live to be 120, you need it until 10 days after you die.
Okay. And you said the glucogel to take 3 of those twice a day,
I take
or
when I was at my worst, I was taking 5 3 times a day
okay,
and had amazing results. Now
okay,
I don't have to take it like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
I
you've
weigh
got some major stuff
142.
on,
I weigh 142 and I take a 3 twice a day. And sometimes if I'm going to be doing something like walking up a mountain or unloading a truck, I'll take 3 times a day.
all right,
oh,
all right,
yeah.
okay.
All right. Great question,
Thank you.
TC. And let's go right over to Enrique. Enrique, go ahead and unmute yourself. Welcome to Daily with Doc.
Yeah, hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. My question is, I'm a dialysis patient. I am currently 39 years old. I weigh 208, which is my dry weight. So I'm flexing from 208, 210 pounds. My question is, I am dealing with some prurigus nodularis. It's some skin rashes. They look like pimples. They feel like pimples. They're very itchy. And they're not pimples. It's basically phosphorus that's basically trying to get out of my body. I have high blood pressure. I've been on four different medications for high blood pressure, and I currently dropped them all because now I'm dealing with low blood pressure. Don't ask me why. Is the doctors don't even know why.
So
Okay.
when you say that you dropped them, Enrique, did you do that on your own or with the help of your doctor?
On my own, because I landed at the ER and the ambulance, they thought I had a heart attack or a seizure or a blood clot. So they took me to the ER and they were about to go into through the big vein that we have. And they said, no, you did not have a stroke. Once I got to the actual hospital, and they just monitored my heart, and they said my heart's doing fine. Just keeps a beat here and there, and that's it. And they just released me, and they reduced it to 2 pills.
Okay, let me ask you a
But
quick question here.
go ahead, sir.
Do you have any ringing in your ears, any tinnitus or ringing in your ears?
No,
Do you have any balance problems where you need to hold on to stuff or use a cane or a walker?
no, I don't.
Okay, good. Let's see here. What about, are you on dialysis?
Yeah, I've been on dialysis for 4 years.
Okay. All right. So at 208 pounds, what I want you to do is get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no rye oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet one's got to go. I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Take a full dose twice a day. I want you to take our I-26. Take 2 or 3 doses a day of the I-26 for your brain and spinal cord. And then for the high blood pressure and the dialysis, I want you to take our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those 3 times a day. Don't cold turkey off that stuff, but as your blood pressure begins to come down, you can slowly reduce the medication and the dialysis. Now, you have many of the symptoms here, okay, of a problem called metabolic syndrome. Do you have any blood sugar problems, any diabetes or low blood sugar or anything like that?
No, I don't have diabetes, and no, I don't have low blood sugar.
Okay, good. Let's see here. And then again, the glucogel, you go ahead and take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's going to help you again, with growing cartilage in your hips and your knees and your shoulders and elbows and fingers and toes and knees and so forth. Let's see here. I think we probably covered the waterfront. Let's go with that. Again, for energy, you can use our Rebound. I like the sticks because they don't have any carbonation in them, the powder. We do have the cans with carbonation in it, but you got to pop the tops at night, put them in the refrigerator so you can drink them the next day, so that all the gas goes away. But you'll do fine here, okay? So give us a call every couple of weeks when you get on this program, because you are going to see wonders. You know, with the dialysis, we have people who are on dialysis for years, and they get on our program in 2 to 4 weeks. They don't have to do dialysis anymore. The doctor just scratches their head, blood pressure comes down in the normal range. Okay.
Even 2 to 4 months, Dr. Wallach, after being on dialysis for so long, even after 2 to 4 months and not having to do it anymore, I think would be such a blessing to so many people.
Yep.
So, Enrique, thank you so much for joining us and coming on today. I do want to make it clear for everybody that when you're on a pharmaceutical, work with your doctor. Don't just cold turkey, drop everything. You definitely want to make sure that you work with your doctor and tell them your intent and what you would like to do if you're looking to reduce pharmaceuticals. There are some pharmaceuticals that if you stop, it can cause some really bad things to happen, including not wake up tomorrow. So we don't want anybody to experience that. So this program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor are the products meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. But folks, when you do give your body what it needs, the body itself can do some amazing things. Dr. Wallach, let's go to, let's see if we can fit in at least one more question, 2 more questions. And Shantae, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. Shantae, are you there?
I am. I
Okay.
have a gentleman that is a faithful listener of you on Coast to Coast, and he's 80 years old, and he went to his acupuncturist, and they told him that he had iron issues. He was not absorbing iron, and that there was a protein in his small intestine that was blocking the absorption. That's as detailed as he got. We had a conversation, and he said he remembered you mentioning something on Coast to Coast, that we had a product that could help with this situation, but he doesn't recall what it was. I assumed it was Z radical, but because he talked about stem cells. So anyway, I was calling to see if you remember what you said, and I don't know that it was recently as much as in the past.
Okay, well, you have to appreciate when we're talking about intestinal stuff, the odds are he's eating gluten, wheat, bran, rye, and oats, so he can't absorb efficiently. Okay, and slowly killing the intestines. Okay, very common.
Okay, so let me interrupt just a minute, because everything that I mentioned to him is quite a comical conversation. He's doing everything right. So no, he's not been doing, he's been listening to you, doesn't have a cell phone, doesn't have a computer. He's a purist. And so no, he's not been eating, he's been eating the good foods.
Okay. So I hope everybody in his household is eating the good food, so they're not washing clothes in the same washer and dryer. Okay. So any rate, of course, I take the Z radical also myself. So at any rate, do we know how much this guy weighs?
I don't.
Okay, we'll say per 100 pounds of body weight. And again, get rid of all the bad foods. And then per 100 pounds of body weight, he needs 1 healthy brain and heart pack. If he weighs 130 pounds, 1 healthy brain and heart pack, half a dose twice a day. Weighs 150 pounds or more, that's 2 healthy brain and heart packs, a full dose everything twice a day. Okay. And then I want him to take our I-26 at 80 years old. The odds are he's got some stuff going on in his brain, myelin, losing myelin, the white matter of the brain and spinal cord. I'd have them take 3 of those twice a day. That's either the capsules or the chewables. I like the French vanilla chewables. Tastes very nice, very, as the name implies, very chewable. Okay. And then I want to make sure that since he's taking the Z Radical, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack twice a day, and of course, this is going to help him with many problems. Okay, there's over 600 different problems and diseases we get when we're nutritionally deficient, and so you have to take everything to make sure you're covering the waterfront. You don't want to be doing 600 tests.
Okay. Well, then I have another lady who has been waiting on knee surgery. She is probably close to the same age, maybe a little bit younger, but she says that they won't let her have the knee surgery because she has lymphedema. I'm not sure how you say that. I think that's right. In her leg, it's weeping. It's not doing good at all. And I asked her, would she be willing to talk to my naturopathic doctor? And she doesn't know what that is. So,
Okay. So
I
here we
haven't
go.
got her on here yet, but what?
Per 100 pounds of body weight, she needs 1 Healthy Brain and Heart Pack per month. Okay. She needs, if she weighs 120 pounds, she needs 1 Healthy Brain and Heart Pack per month. They have a dose twice a day. If she weighs 150 pounds or more, that's 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, full dose twice a day. I'm going to have 2 doses a day of the I-26. At 80 years old, she needs the I-26 to rebuild the myelin in her brain and spinal cord. Okay. And that can be causing lymphedema in one leg. Okay. The vagus nerve going down one leg where the 10th cranial nerve splits at the spine. 1/2 goes on the right leg, 1/2 goes on the left leg. Okay. And she needs a glucogel. She go ahead and take 3 of those 3 times a day to regrow cartilage in her knees and hips and shoulders and elbows and knees and ankles and every place else. And don't forget the energy. If she wants some energy drinks, she can use our Rebound. I like the Rebound sticks. It doesn't have any carbonation in it. I drink maybe 2 of those a day, one in the mid-morning, one in the mid-afternoon. Okay. And so it's one of those things where this is not difficult. At 80 years old, she got these things you can, they're predictable.
Well, Dr. Wallach, we also have a product, if I may add, or Longevity does, called lymphatic support. So if you're taking herbs that help with keeping that lymphatic fluids flowing throughout the body, would that be a good idea?
Cannot hurt.
All right. And that would be 1/2 teaspoon in about 2-3 ounces of water, 3 to 4 times a day for that lymphatic support. Well, Dr. Wallach, one more question before we go. Natural Blessings out on YouTube has a client who is 78 years old, female, weighs 190 years old. And we're wanting
190 pounds.
190 pounds, sorry. Yep. Wanting to know how to keep from getting so much fluid accumulating on the lungs. This individual is a smoker, and they're also looking for recommendations to help craving for cigarettes.
Okay, well, cravings, whether for cigarettes or food, or alcohol or sugar or whatever, it's called pica. And this is why they gain a lot of weight. Okay. 190 pounds, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, she's minerally deficient. She may have arthritis. She may have osteoporosis. She may have all kinds of stuff going on. But again, at 190 pounds, she needs 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, a full dose thing twice a day, get rid of all the bad foods. She needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's going to help her urinate out extra fluid, which may be accumulating in her lungs and liver and belly and all that kind of stuff. She may have metabolic syndrome, okay? And she may not have been given that name, metabolic syndrome, but it's a possibility that she does have the metabolic syndrome, where she got all this stuff going on here. Okay. And so, you know, she got the weight. And so does she have any low blood sugar? Does she have any high blood pressure? We don't know those things.
No, we don't. But those are all great questions, Dr. Wallach, and great recommendations. There is an essential oil called black pepper that you can just sniff when you've got a craving. Take a big, deep breath, inhaling. That helps as those the nutrients are doing their job kind of on the cellular level, not kind of, but on the cellular level takes a little more time. But that black pepper and inhaling that helps to get over those cravings in the short term as well.
Well, one more
So,
thing I could throw at her, since she got lung problems, I would throw in the Oxy Body. To go ahead and take an ounce 2-3 times a day. I take that also.
all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. We got several questions answered, a lot of great information when it comes to eating, whether you want to be a herbivore, carnivore, omnivore. It all comes down to being intentional and making sure you're getting the 90 essential nutrients, because it's not in the food, folks. Well, Dr. Wallach, thanks again for joining us here on Daily with Doc.
Well, thank you so much for setting everything up. We appreciate you and the team and the world. God bless each and every one of you. God bless, and see you next time.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Now, if I can get my team up here on the screen with me, I greatly appreciate them, because I could not do this without them. There are so many different moving parts that go into getting this broadcasted, not just as a Zoom and making sure it's a safe place for everybody, but also live streaming it here and live streaming it there and live streaming it somewhere else. There's just a lot of things to do, and I appreciate having many hands making lighter work, I should say. So we have with us today, we have Sherry. She's letting people in and making sure that the streams are going smoothly. She's part of our tech team, so thank you so much, Sherry. We have Albert, who is also letting people in, keeping an eye on cameras, joining us from down in South Africa with his buddy Marty there. We have AJ, who is the assistant to the production manager, who's been very instrumental in making sure that we are getting out where people are. So let us know where you're at. If there's a way that you can subscribe, make a comment, share, follow, whatever it is. We do get notifications when people do that. We want to know where people are finding us so that we can continue to make sure that we stay available in those different platforms. And we also have Marilyn with us, Fingers, having a little bit of technical difficulties, but still figured out how to be here with us so that she can put that dictation into the chat. So as you're joining us live and you put her in that chat on, you get to see what Dr. Wallach has recommended in print, as she does such a fantastic job with that. Folks, many hands make lighter work. If you have skills, I'm sure that there is a team that is willing and waiting for you to reach out and say, hey, I want to use my skills in a much greater way than I myself can do on my own. Get back with the person that shared this program with you. They may not have a TV channel, but they may have something else going on that they need help or dreams of doing something that your skills specifically can help make happen, make a reality. If there's no one to thank, call us at 855-949-3377. And if those dreams are for you to have a better health journey, you are just as important, if not even more important, than those wanting to make a dream of making money. Because together, as we are all getting healthier, we make a healthier world. And when people are healthier, there's just more cohesiveness and peace and understanding and grace amongst the communities. My name is Becca Dukes. I invite you to give the 90 essential nutrients and Dr. Wallach's approach to not just surviving, but thriving an opportunity, minimum 90 days. Give us a shot. Go to dailywithdoc.com. You can find a store there. You can find the good foods, bad foods list there as well. You can find a replay of our shows, including all those that are on YouTube and Rumble. But you can also send us questions at questions@dailywithdoc.com. If you don't know exactly what it is that you need to help you meet your goals, you can sign up for our email list as well at dailywithdoc.com, where you'll get an email of reminders of the shows, plus also links to previous shows with the descriptions to make it easy to find, so you can find it for yourself or find to share with someone else. Thank you for joining us here on Daily with Doc. Thank you for all of the radio listeners also, those on iHeart and those who are on the road, who have been faithful coast to coast listeners and Critical Health News listeners, as we are kind of a subsidiary of Critical Health News. We love you all. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.